Last night we experienced something real dope in Bible study. Bishop really struck a chord in glory when he began to sing the Tasha Cobbs song, "Step into the Joy of the Lord," and it really began to turn something up on the inside of us. And the Lord began just to minister to me that this is really the soundtrack of this season of my life. Realizing that there's something really powerful in the joy of the Lord. The joy of the Lord is not predicated upon circumstances. It's an internal thing that happens when we come into a certain level of consciousness of God's sovereignty. God is sovereign over your situation. He is locked in. His eyes and his ears stay over his holy place. We understand that's the initial phrase in which he releases that concerning Jerusalem and a specific place of the temple that's still standing. But I lift to you that now we are God's holy place. And if you're still standing, my God, it's all the proof in the world that his eyes and his ears are still on you. There's two specific scriptures I just want to share with y'all this morning as you prepare your minds and your hearts to go about being awesome at whatever it is you do. I pray you just keep this in your spirit. Please forgive me. It's a Message translation. It blessed me this morning when I read it. So I pray it blesses you. Nehemiah 8 and 10 clearly reads, he continued, of course, this is the time when Nehemiah is speaking, go home and prepare a feast, holiday food and drink, and share it with those who don't have anything. This day is holy to God. Don't feel bad. The joy of God, or the joy of the Lord, is your strength. Then Galatians 5:22 through 24. But what happens when we live God's way? He brings gifts into our lives, much the same way the fruit appears in an orchard. Things like affliction for others, exuberance about life, and serenity. We develop a willingness to stick with things and a sense of compassion in the heart and a conviction that a basic holiness permeates things and people. We find ourselves involved in loyal commitments, not needing to force our way in life, able to marshal and direct our energies wisely. Saints of the living God, I pray that you allow the joy of the Lord to lead you into this holy sense of living, because ultimately the joy of the Lord is designed to permeate from your life, to be attractive to those that don't have it. People are living this life miserable, and they're believing for circumstances to dictate their emotions into a euphoric position, but the reality is it won't happen. There's nothing, everything external is constantly shifting and changing. Thus, it's impossible for your surroundings or your circumstances to sustain you in the mindset of joy and peace. Thus, it has to be an internal thing. There has to be something on the inside of you that's constantly sustaining you within this mindset of being full of joy. And the only thing that can is the peace of God that comes with knowing that he's in complete control of your situation. The joy of the Lord is what manifests as a result of you having that understanding and having that peace. Operate, step into the joy of the Lord and experience and receive the fullness of what God wants to release to you. He wants to reveal to you who you really are, what you really have to offer. And once you realize what you have to offer this world, you can start operating in a greater sense of understanding that God's not going to let you down, but he's going to push you into being the best you. God bless you. I pray the best over you this morning. I pray that the Lord really be able to give you a understanding and a consciousness of his sovereignty, thus bringing forth a joy, and you can perceive everything to be working out in your favor if you really love the Lord. But God bless you. I love you. And I pray to see you soon. Go with God, because he's going with you.